attorney for the former porn star Stormy Daniels now filing a legal motion. He wants to depose the president and attorney Michael Cohen about a $130,000 payment made to Daniels in the days before the 2016 election. There's a lot of legal matters to go through. Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz here to take us through all of it. And welcome back, sir. It's great to have you back with us. Michael Avenatti's the attorney for Stormy Daniels. Here's his statement. He says, we expect to be placing the president and his fixer under oath in the coming months. Sunday night, 60 Minutes, the Stormy Daniels rollout. 22 million Americans watch it. CNN had a post-game show that I've been saving this for you because I want your reaction. Mark Garrigus is a Democratic attorney from California. And this is how he framed what he just saw on 60 Minutes. Roll it.
I just am perplexed by all of this. So I know that as a CNN analyst, I'm supposed to give you some smart legal insight here, but I really am somewhat perplexed as to and bewildered by what the end game is here. I get that the lawyer says he believes her. I believe both of the women, but at the end of the day, it's so what?
You know Mark Garrigus, you respect him too. What did you think? Is it a so what or not for you?
No, Mark Garrigus is a great lawyer, but I'm not at all perplexed. The end game is very simple: to get President Trump under oath and to get him into a he said, she said swearing contest with one of these or both of these or three of these women. That's the way they got Bill Clinton. They turned Whitewater into the blue dress and got him impeached based on perjury. I don't think this president is vulnerable to the special prosecutor on obstruction of justice or Russian collusion. But if he testifies under oath and denies having had relationships with these women, and these women persist, and one of them comes up with the analog to a blue dress, then he has a perjury charge. Perjury is one of the specifications in the Constitution for impeachment. Perjury, treason, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. So the one thing that has to be a constant: under no circumstances can he testify about his relation or lack of relation.
So what's going to compel him to testify? You have three women right now with active allegations, right? The Stormy Daniels matter, this former Playboy playmate who did an interview last week. I don't know what her legal standing is. Then you've got this former Apprentice star here in New York that's right now battling out in the courts. What's to compel the president to testify? Can he just say no to all of this?
No, he can't.
Why not?
The Supreme Court has said that the president must submit to a deposition if he's sued. And so if any of these women sue him, and by the way, under at least one case in New York, you can sue the president if one of his agents denied that he had relations with the women. The words of the agents are attributable to the president, and he can be sued for defamation. Now, already the president's legal team has made a dreadful mistake. They, according to news reports, tried to hire Bob Bennett. Bob Bennett is the lawyer who got President Clinton impeached. He's the one who walked him into the perjury trap and had him testify about his sex life instead of defaulting the case or settling the case. I had strongly recommended to President Clinton on the air, on this network, that he either default or settle, but under no circumstances should he ever have testified about his sex life. That's what got him impeached, and it was Bob Bennett who led him into the perjury trap, and they're trying to hire Bob Bennett. What's wrong with that?
But you're taking me back to my point. What compels him to testify? I mean, lawyers do this all the time. They delay, they delay, they delay. Why could he not do that?
Clinton, yes, he took the case all the way to the Supreme Court, Jones versus Clinton, and he lost 9-0. And so you can delay, but in the end, if he's sued, he will be compelled either to testify or default. I hope he has good enough lawyers to tell him, please default. Do not testify under any circumstances. Don't walk into a perjury trap. If you do, that is a ground for impeachment.
Okay, you mentioned his legal team. A lot of people say he doesn't have great representation. A lot of people think he needs, tougher criminal defense attorneys on his side. What do you think?
Well, I think he needs a well-rounded team of both insiders and outsiders, people who can make nice, play good cop to Mueller, but people who can be very tough and aggressive if it becomes necessary. That's hard to do. But if you're the president of the United States with all the resources, you should be able to assemble a team. But again, I have to reiterate, whoever is giving him the judgment to hire the man who got Clinton impeached, you got to worry about that person's judgment. Did they tell the president when they recommended Bob Bennett that he was the man who walked President Clinton into a perjury trap? I'd love to know the answer to that question.
Okay. I did not get a good answer from you on whether or not you think he has great representation. There are a lot of people in this building. There are a lot of people on TV. There are a lot of people in Washington say that he needs better defense. I mean, but from your perspective, does he or not?
You always need better defense. You can always do better than you currently have. He needs a team that includes very, very experienced constitutional criminal lawyers. He also needs a team that includes people who negotiate with Mueller. He has some of that team in place, but I think he needs to enhance the team.
Sir, I hope you come back.
Anytime.
I thought
Always
for sure you're going to say Bob Mueller right off the top, but I've been listening to you for months right now, and that's not the answer you were going to give. Thank you, sir, for coming on today, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Likewise, thank you.
Alan Dershowitz, thank you.